Okay, so if Eli and Nelly want to take a picture, look at this question. You can look at it later. Don't look at it now. But this is a more like the problem is more abstract to think about, and you have to think about a lot of things. So yeah. And I never teach you guys how to do it. You gotta figure out how to do it. All right. You're gonna realize sometimes people, Misha, sometimes people is gonna have problem about how to do a problem. I will tell you this whole worksheet. Everything is somehow related to each other. Like this problem is related to this, is related to this. Oops, is related to this, is related to this. Let's start with this question. Question 1. If you got an answer, raise your hand. Don't tell me the answer. If you got an answer, raise your hand. Only 4 of you guys actually tried. What happened to the rest of you guys didn't raise your hand? No, I don't care about right answer or wrong answer. You have me wrong. Like people says, I have to have a right answer. No, you don't have to have a right answer. But who's got an answer? Raise your hand right now. Okay. Let me ask Hayden, what'd you get?
I got f0 equals 14. Okay. Sorry, no.
What'd you get?
Yeah, 14.
McKenna? 8. Brandon?
Negative 10.
-10. Anybody else? Eli?
I got 14.
14. Anybody else get a different number? Alien?
-4.
-4. Okay. Then what happened to the rest of you guys? Ethan, what'd you get? Did you do it? Why not? Huh? There's a problem. If I give you 2 minutes, can you solve the problem right now? It turns out everybody know how to do this one. Fiona? I like Fiona. Fiona didn't do it before, but she finished it just now.
I did. I was trying to find the paper.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. And what happened to Jenny? What happened to Jesus? Jesus being locked in. This should be a lock-in problem.
I was not locked in for this one.
But it didn't make sense.
Alan. Alan, this is why you're still banned for this week. Manisha, did you get an answer? 14. So why didn't you raise your hand? Everything about the thing is always about fundamental theorem of calculus. And 14 is the right answer, so but the what's something that's more frustrating is you didn't even try. That's more frustrated than ever. It's like you didn't put effort on how to do things. This is my work. I'll erase it. I'll show you again. F prime. What are they asking? F. What does that mean? Integral. Well, the integral must have a boundary. What's a boundary? 0 to 4. Do you know how to write fundamental theorem calculus? F of 4 minus F of 0. Did you do that? Just by writing down this, you get a point. You don't even have to get a right answer. AP exam, they give you a free point everywhere. But you didn't even start it. What? Only 6 of you guys. Nearly. Eli, Bernicia, Brendan, Hayden, Kadian, McKenna, Fiona. What the hell happened to the rest of you guys? Don't tell me you don't know how to do this. We've been doing this forever. Low bound, high bound. How do you find the integration between 0 to 4? How to find the integration 0 to 4? These are, how do I find the integration 0 to 4? Balin.
Oh wait, did you do like you moved the f of 4 to the other side?
What graph is this? This is f of x or f prime of x? Okay, what's the integration of f prime of x? Huh? No, just area under the curve. Do you guys see this? I didn't have a deal with C. How many of you guys deal with C on this question? No, C doesn't even need it. C doesn't even need it. Do I write down any part have a C? No. This one's a negative 12. F of 4 is what? 2 minus f of 0. So that's going to be negative 14 equal to negative f of 0. F of 0 is what? I didn't even figure out the equation of this line. How many of you guys figure out equation of this line? Not needed. Yeah.
Would they still give you points they did deal with C?
Yeah, but is that a lot harder? Was your way a lot harder? You had to figure out equation in line. Did I figure out equation in line? No. I mean, even equation in line is not that hard, but yeah, but I didn't figure out equation in line. I didn't care what a graph is. I know how to find the area of triangle. I'm gonna do area of triangle. Yes.
How do you get that 6 times 4 over 2?
It's negative because it's below x-axis. Is this easier, Nelly? This easier? Yeah, but what if you have things like this? Yeah. Do you know how to get it right now? Like more efficient way.
But it's deeper. That one. That's like where.
Okay, there are people go getter. I may explain like what people go getter is people because I actually have a link over there. Anybody press in the link, go look at it. There's a link of YouTube video of watch. Do you go click and look at it? It actually teach you to go over the whole questions. But I'm recording how to go over the whole questions because you could have got it right before you even come in. You could have worked out the next question. But yeah, there's a link over there. And that link is going to help you solve the problem. But here, let's start with understanding this. Let's read a question. Do you guys know how to read? I don't. I can't read. So let's read them. Have you guys ever went to Disney? Imagine that there's a Disney. What time did Disney Park open? What? 7 or 8? Let's just say 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, only people that's in the park is what? The employees. Let's say 500 people. That's called initial condition, right? 8 o'clock. Start 8 o'clock, people start coming in. Right? Nobody's leaving. There's nobody to leave. The work is like, I quit, I leave. No. They're working. They start working. They clean up, they organize everything, they clean up. There's people coming in. That's rate of change. By 8 o'clock, everybody's coming in. Lines. People come in. Check in, right? People come in. What time do you think the first customer walk out? No. Well, you're not gonna pay for like $300 ticket and walk out at 8:01. No. Probably noontime. Usually, like mom with kids is too hot. When they go down 1 o'clock, there's people are leaving. Right. So there was people constantly coming in at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. They might come in different rate too. Sometimes 8 o'clock is a lot of people, and sometimes 10 o'clock the people die down. Right. So it should go down. Right. That's a velocity of people come in. But by 1 o'clock, there are people's like, nope, it's too hot for it's gonna rain or whatever, right? People start leaving. Okay. Now, at one point in time, what time do you think Disney Park has the most people? Like, give me an estimation. Why do you say 12 or why do you say 2?
Because I know I'm not getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, 12 is a little bit early because 12, there was in and out. There was more in than out. So the park is still accumulate people. Does that make sense? Still more people come in. You only see more people comes in and the people's coming out. There's 2 people going out, 3 people going out. All the moms and stuff are like going out. But at 2 o'clock, probably the people come in is a lot less. And people going out is a lot more. And eventually reach a net 0. 10 people walk in, 10 people going out. That is the moment the park has the most people. Does that make sense? Because the whole time from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, you have a net gain. And after 2 o'clock, you start having net loss because at 4 o'clock, there's more people leaving. Nobody's coming in. I'm not paying $200 ticket to come in at the Disney Park at 2 or 4 o'clock. No, I'm coming at 8 o'clock in the morning. All right? Unless you're filthy rich, that you have money to spend. So that's the idea. That's how you get a maximum. That's how you get a rate. But look at the first question. So that's the idea to kind of build in your back of your head. And this question is no different. Let's start with the question. Let's look at the units. Tons per hour. What do you think tons per hour? In terms of SBA, what do you think this is? Position, velocity, acceleration, what do you think this is? That's a velocity of people coming in. A gravel coming in the plant. So there was a plant. And there was a thing goes in, that's called GFT. Does that make sense? And this is the rate. And which is, that's a velocity. Because I know that's tons per hour. What is G prime of 5? Well, okay, how about this? How about this? What is the unit here? Before I start, what will be the unit? What will be the units? Jesus, what will be the units?
After which one? G prime 5?
Yep.
Tons per hour?
Misha,
Tons per hour squared.
why you say per hour square? Why do you say hour?
Because it's like.
Me neither. You go like,
Like, I don't know. It's,
because Nella give me a hint.
no. We're both in business.
What is the G prime? Prime is the acceleration, right? meter per second square. Would you say? Because you divide it by time. Every time you take a derivative, you divide it by time. Does that make sense? You divide it by time. So that means g prime of 5. I'm gonna write down a. G prime of 5 is gonna be tons per hour square. Is that okay? Can you use calculator to figure out that? That's really easy. Just take a derivative, plug in 5. Can you tell me the value? Huh? Yes.
Negative 24.58.
24.58. You're missing something. You're missing one more number. It's 3 decimal places. Three decimal places. 24.58 what? 3 decimal places. You cannot give me 2. I won't take a 2. Change your float to 4. So that way you can see it. You have truncated at 2. Huh? 587. Okay, so this means what? Dum dum. All right, 24.588 tons per hour. So that means at here there was a decreasing. Why is decreasing? Decreasing rate. A decreasing rate of 24.588 tons per hour square of gravel arrive. Right. Decreasing means the derivative is negative. Rate is, rate is whatever they. Yes, yep, Aiden.
What is the constant rate of flowing in tons per hour?
That's a great question. That's a great question. We're gonna answer that. Let me answer the first part first, right? So there are things that going in. Now going in might be sometimes 2 truckload, 3 truckload of gravel that's come in, maybe 5 truckloads, right? But the going out is always exactly 2 truckloads. Always. So comes in is a fluctuating. Out is a constant. So right here it's gonna be 100 tons per hour. So that means I can move out 2 truckload per hour. So that's 50 ton per hour per truck. But sometimes come in is gonna be like 5 truckloads, sometimes 3 truckloads. But going out, there's only 2 truck into this facility. It's constant, keep on going out. It's like just saying like Disney Park, there's always like every hour there's like 10 people walking out. But it's not true. That's gonna be fluctuating. But in this case, we're assuming it's constant. They don't have to be constant, by the way, right? They say find total amount of processing gravel arrival at plant or operation on this workday. So what do I have to do? Liam, what do I have to do?
Plug in T for the number, like it's T for 0.
You're not entirely wrong, but your starting is off. In calculus, you must have done 2 things. One is derivative, one is antiderivative. What are you doing? No. Brandon.
Integral.
Why? Integrate of a velocity is a displacement. They get amount, like a meter, right? That's amount of time I travel. If I hit a golf ball at 50 miles per hour, in 4 seconds, how far they go, right? So that is the amount you integrated, right? So that's 0 to 8. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If I integrated the rate, then that means the amount of something. Am I going too fast? Yes.
Velocity, what would it be in this case? Would you
There is no total distance. This is a displacement because now, yeah, the truck comes in and now it's not gonna have a negative truck. Like it's just gonna come in at certain rate, come out. It's gonna be more or less, so you don't have to worry about the in term of total distance. It's more like in term of displacement here.
probably that was in the facility at any time? Like in general, would the amount of gravel that
In general, they say the total in process grabbing that arrives means that's coming in, the truck that's coming in. And let's just like integrate the rate, right? If I integrate the rate would be amount. So integrate a meter per second, I got meters. Integrate tons per hour, I got tons, which just kind of makes sense. So you get the hints is the units, right?
So you're saying there's no absolute value because it's like a real world problem, like they're waiting to get
Well, a kinematic is a real world problem. It just in term of here is there is no
it's not possible.
no it's not saying impossible, but it's not applicable for us the questions asking because they are asking the total amount is the if you integrate the amount in and out, that's gonna be the amount that's coming in. That's the net rate. For now, just don't think about there's absolute value involved where's the net rate situation. But let me come up better answer for that. Give me a second. Let me think about it. What was the answer here? 835 something? 825 point what? No, you cannot just write down 825.551 on the test, right? You have to write down what did you do with it, right? Okay. C. What's the subject here? The amount of processed gravel. What does that mean? Integral. But if I integral g of t, but I'm taking increasing, decreasing, what does that mean? Derivative. So I go back to what? G prime or G double prime or integration of G. What is it? Just G of 5. And G of 5 is what? 98.141. Is that right? Now, pay attention to the question. Is the amount of processed gravel increasing or decreasing? Now, remember, there's also things going out as well, right? More thing goes in. So now it's lesser thing goes in. And the more thing goes out. So is this increasing or decreasing? It's decreasing because it's less than 100, right? So it's decreasing. Or you can figure out is the net. The net is going to be G of 5 minus, I don't know, O of 5. That means G is a growth, L is 5. Is equal to negative 1 point something. 9.859, something like that. It's because it's negative. It's negative. It's decreasing because you have to take account of things that comes in and out. Anybody a swimmer here? Anybody swimmer? No? Nobody swim here? Like you know how those the huh? No, there was a pool that they let the swimmer practice in, and the pool has like a strong current, and you have to swim against the current, right? So you try to maintain the same speed as the current, so you have a net gain of 0. Because if you swim too fast, you're gonna hit the front wall. If you swim too slow, it's gonna go push all the way to the back. So the things that flow into you, that's in. The thing is against it is out, right? So you want to have a net 0. So here we have to consider the net. The net is in minus out. Well, this is out. Out at 5 is 100, right? This is 100. This is a 98.141. And since this is a negative, so therefore it's decreasing.
Why is it not G prime?
Ah, good question.
Like the
Because the problem is the amount. And decreasing, that means a derivative. Amount, you have to take integration. So you take an integration to capital G of t, and then you take a derivative, it will go back to G of t. Does that make sense? Amount is the integration, right? So it's integration G of t. But if you take a derivative of it, it's going to go back to G of t.
so you start from G. Oh, wait.
If they say the rate,
Oh,
if they say, so sometimes the AP exam, they trick you. They say the rate of unprocessed gravel comes in is decreasing or increasing, then that will be G prime of 5.
I get it now. I thought that G was the amount. The integral is what we know.
Okay. Now the last part, part D. I'm gonna write on the top. Part D is kind of hard, so it's gonna be T. And there is the amount. And I'm gonna choose 0 and 8 because you want a maximum. That means I have to do a table. But they want that says, well, think about it. Here, that's what we call it net. Net is equal to the in rate minus the out rate. Is that okay? What's the in rate? It's G of t, right? What's the out rate? 100. So go ahead, I'm gonna graph this part here. So this is a G of t x graph, which is, you have to set different window. You have to set it to like 0 to 150 to see that. But this is not a graph I'm interested in. I'm interested into the G of t minus 100. So you have to do another graph says G of t minus 100. Now, if you realize that this part is the gravel is coming in. This is in, right? And this is how much they are. And after that is going out. Because there's more out rate than in. So where is the maximum occur? When the net reaches 0. Does that make sense? When there's the same amount of people going out of the park and same amount of people go in the park. Which is at this point. Which is we know that if I look at a graph, we know it's a 4.923 if I graph it. So therefore, 4.923 is another one. Okay, so that's the time I'm interested. Now, which information I have not used yet? Which information?
Oh, the initial starting.
The initial starting? The plan has 500. Right? So I hear whatever this area here is going to be plus 500. That's the amount of gravel. So this is a net. Net is in minus out. So at 0, you're going to get 500. Why you got 500? Because there's always 500 in there. They are processing. And there's trucks start coming in, right? At 4.95, it's going to be 500 plus integration of 0 to 4.923 of G of t minus 100. Now this is called the net rate. If the integration of net rate is going to be the net amount. Does that make sense? It's G of t velocity, right? That's in velocity, right? There's out velocity, right? So there's a net. Right? There's a net. So when the net reaches 0, that's when it's growth. That's when you have a highest amount. Right? Just imagine you're eating a lot of food. You're taking all my chips and you're eating. There's more in. And you go to the bathroom, you're shitting out. Right? But if you more in, that means I'm getting weight. I'm getting more and more, bigger. Then you start shitting out, and you got things that start excreting, and then that becomes that whatever net, like imagine that you can constantly shit like while you eat. right? But sorry, that analogy is really bad. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying, that if you already have 500 gram inside and you are think about the rate of the rate is a net. The net is how far it goes in and how fast it goes out. You want to look at the net rate becomes 0. That's where you have the highest. So there's more things that comes into this plant between 0 to 4.923. After 4.923, the velocity becomes negative, but this is a net. This is not in and out, it's in minus out. So it's a net. So this is the velocity I'm looking for, velocity of the net velocity. Does that make sense or no? So let's just say if I swim, right? And I swim like, say, if I swim at like, I don't know, 5 miles per hour, right? That's how much I can swim. Now, if I go to a river, I'm trying to swim upstream. The thing's flowing down 2 miles per hour, but normally you will swim 5. But when you go over there, swim upstream, you can only down to 3. Why? Because there's a current against you. And there's a thing, so your net is 3. So even though on a flat surface, you can swim at 5 miles per hour, on the upper stream, you only can swim 3 because the downstream is 2 and going forward is 5, then you have a net of 3. Does that make sense? Net? And that net is really important because you want to integrate that. You want to have this original 500 plus whatever, and that's equal to what? What's that equal to? 635 something. Yeah, so this is the amount of your gain, but you take an integration of net. So this is the net. In minus out. So it's always in minus out. Right? So 635 point something. Can somebody tell me? 376? And there's a 500 plus integration between 0 to 8 of g of t dt. That's good enough. Minus 100 dt. That's equal to, I think it's 525. 525.551. Okay, so that's that. And then this is justification. This is the answer for this. What is the maximum? So the maximum is about 635.37. And justify is a table. And then you're done.
This would be like the calculator for you.
Yeah. 2. Kinematic. Kinematic is easy. The first question already talked about that. This is really much the same as a kinematic, except there's in and out. Huh? Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you don't need a counting the squares. You need a calculator. Says
So whenever the net in rate is the same as the net out rate, then that's the maximum.
yes. Well, could be minimum. Could be minimum. Because what if there's more out than in to start with, begin with, and then your net loss and net gain, the net gain instead to catch up to net loss, then that would be a minimum.
Okay, so that's like saying if you started with very no. That would be like if you started well when there's the most
Yeah.
and you ended with the basic. That would be when
No, it's more like a from 2 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Now the reason why is this, because from 2 o'clock there's more people going out.
but then
But-
after they close.
But before 8 o'clock, a lot of people come see fireworks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people coming in.
Yeah.
So there was a small relative minimum that happened at that. It usually happened at around 8 8:30 because there are people coming to see the firework at 8:30. They only come in at nighttime to see the firework. They get the kids come
But
in.
it's only relatively. It's not absolute.
Yeah. Absolute minimum is gonna be at the very beginning.
When you have to do the table.
At t equal to 0. Or at 12 o'clock. Yeah, at 12 o'clock everybody really left. You're gonna have to use calculator for that. Huh? You have online one? You don't have a calculator? Your mom should buy you a calculator. Huh? I think Balin has calculator. Oh no, your brother has calculator, right? Let me know, we'll figure out something.
And you don't have any spare to buy.
Huh?
You don't have any spare?
I have spare, but it's Inspire. It's harder to use for me. Can you? Yeah. Bye. Have a good day. Nothing. Bye. Did you do homework? Did you really? Did you really do your homework?
I got confused a little bit, but
Isaac, do you know how to do homework?
I did. I tried.
I don't like the I try part. Try it for wiggling.
I did it. Hmm.
Wiggling. Did you double check your answer if it's right? Olivia, you need to redo your unit circle. You know that, right? Where do you know? How'd you know you got it wrong? You knew it after you turned it? Or you?
Yeah. Yesterday, he stole the batteries out of the milk and liquor.
What?
The last
Okay.
Not really. I like to try and
Can I do it after school?
I'm surprised how many people failed. It's a lot more. Alex, you failed your unit circle as well? Yep.
What did I get wrong?
Oh. I don't know.
So you just like get a look, you just rip it up.
No, I will give it to you. So you can rip it up.
I just want to double check that I think you checked mine. I don't know though.
I'll give it to you.
Oh no.
Yellow, I want
There are a few people who failed a unit circle. First one is Landon. Winston. Olivia.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Alexander.
Mr. A, you're wrong. Right.
It's supposed to be 225.
It's 225.
What? Where do you get 225?
Oh, it is 225. Because I'm 30.
Oh, yeah.
It's 210.
Oh my god.
Lois.
What did you do? You would down.
Jocelyn.
What'd you get wrong?
I can't believe I got
The people pass are Diego, Gabby, Emilia, Jordan,
Oh my god.
Daryl, Emily, Janisha, Miranda, Samuel, Bao, Kelly, Denise, Larissa, Shanti, Liliana, Emma, Anna, and Apple.
Yeah, I think I need to
You. You bet. Sure.
I know. Did I actually pass?
Yes, you did.
No.
No, that's after. I have stuff.
Okay. I'm like that one.
All on the side, the X is negative. Yeah, of course, because the negative positive depends on region.
Yeah, I think you need to do it too. Why are you turning it up? Oh man.
Okay, you can kick it in before you make it with a shot. Diego. 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 You can kick it in better than you shoot it in. You alright?
I can do it again. Hold on.
Not on concrete though. Okay, no mind. You suck just as bad on soccer than basketball. All right, so homework.
Can you go through 49? Yeah, everyone.
I'll send this question to my mission. Did it green?
Yeah.
Did it green, bro?
The degrees, yeah.
Gotcha.
Winston just cannot add.
Yeah, I
And Lyndon's like, I didn't do anything wrong. It's 2:35.
Yeah, that's true. I can add.
Take over.
Sam got it.
Samuel's the group leader now. Sam's like, yeah, I'm a group leader right now. All right. But did you do your homework? Let me check your homework.
I can't remember that. Yeah. I have looked on X, put it back
Oh, okay. If you get screen, you put a 3 on the both sides of X equals 3.
That's my job.
What do you I got it wrong?
Like, that's not as well.
Sign it. One.
Oh, yeah. So what's the answer? Oh, so it's so I mean, like, so this sign yeah, I didn't get that.
I got
Like there's nothing.
Why can't I decide?
One, two, because I like. I know the ones who are off. And it's like 3.
I didn't.
And then 6. I didn't see 53 yesterday. It's over the same thing. The denominator.
3, 4, 6, 7.
That is. How much you pay for that shit?
No idea.
Yeah. What the heck?
I don't know. You're right.
Oh, Blake.
Your teacher ever do that?
No?
What?
Who was that?
They're great teachers.
It wasn't like a teacher. Was that your class? No. Your class.
Isn't there like
That class was great. I think I failed every single one. Yeah. It broke. Oh my gosh, my teacher was so bad. Yeah.
I never.
It was like public classrooms. You did the homework in class, but you watched the lesson at home.
oh
It was like insane. So like, if I watched so like if you there was pretty much the smart group, middle group, and then like the stupid group. And so if you did bad on the test, you'd be the dumb group. How you done the test, like how you did it. And so I would do good on the test, get put in the smart group. She doesn't teach the smart group, so then I get put back in the middle group. And I keep going back and forth. You couldn't teach the middle group, so I would only do good on the test. Olivia. Yes, me too. And Sam was just always a kid. No, in the math itself section.
My son actually did. When she kept doing it,
We always be in the same group. But in her retakes, like your retake, you get like yours in the big one. So everyone gets a retake. Yeah. Like Miss Costello. So whatever Miss Costello was asking her question to get and on the test, Miss Costello was asking us to talk together. Like on the final exam, I was
And like on test, like right the answer. Show is because we're all just sideways nice. Like right.
She makes our like questions like so like question one is like someone's question 17, so like you just like scroll on the question. Alright, I'm gonna do it. We'll lock in.
But you can't because he's got a. He won't trust you.
Alright, I'll just do it anyways, and then I'll.
Right.
Oh, I did. But I did.
All right, let's first of all teach you how to check your answers. Guys, I didn't give you an answer for a reason, right? So how would I check your answer? How would I check your answer? Why? Thank you, Diego. Very good. Good job, Diego. I'll show you. So if I go to Desmos.com and if I open up, I need